because he got against Botafogo.
Well, I'm
you know
not
what I mean?
saying that, am I? This is you brains fucking jumping all over the place.
That may be
you might say, did I say he's trying to get one over
against Botafogo? Why would he?
When did I say he's trying to get one over Botafogo?
Whoa there! Before we get into this clip, are you ready for your survival instincts to be tested? If the answer is yes, then you can consider playing the final one standing with us here at West Ham TV, and it's free to play. There's a £500,000 jackpot, no admin fees, and guaranteed wins. Just pick one Premier League team, and the rules are simple. If you win, you're through, and if you lose or draw, you are out. And you can't pick the same team twice. Download the William Hill app, scan the QR code, or click the link in the description down to play. Register for free and take your shot at £500,000. Now, you have to be 18 plus, be in the UK, and full T's and C's apply. And please, whatever you do, gamble responsibly. But come and join us for Final One Stanley for your chance to win £500,000. Now, back to the clip. What do you think about this goalkeeper saga? Botafogo have apparently signed Neto as his replacement. Apparently, he was linked or stranded at the airport. We went and signed the Leicester goalkeeper. What do you think about this saga? Is it going to damage us in terms of signing people again? Because that seems to me that is Sullivan all over, to be quite honest. Yeah.
No, look. I mean, at the end of the day, Potter's got his man. Potter's got the goalkeeper he wanted. I mean, I see on Twitter the other day when we was linked with this goalkeeper, was it John Victor?
Yeah.
People were going, oh, he's no good. He's the Brazilian Roberto. He's shit. We've got to get the Leicester goalkeeper. It looks like we're going to get the Leicester goalkeeper. And now people are saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying he was treated right, but I suppose... Look, it's football at the end of the day, and it's not right the way he was treated. If that is true that he was hanging around at the airport waiting to get a flight. But look, if Hermansen was Potter's number one, everyone was saying, "Oh, we don't want Victor because he's Sullivan signing. We want Hermansen because he's Potter signing." We've gone out and got him. Maybe we done that to sort of push Leicester a bit and think Leicester might be thinking, "Shit, we're going to lose money," because what we got him for 18 million. They wanted 25 for him, didn't they? So
16 million.
It's the most we've ever spent on a goalkeeper. I mean, the most we've ever spent before was, I think, Areola and Fabianski were around 7 million each, weren't they? We've never paid over the top for a goalkeeper, and he is a highly rated goalkeeper. I've seen all the comments from Leicester fans that are gutted they're losing him. I know he had a good game against us last season. He's 25. So he's got to come in. He's got to fight Areola for the number one spot, and I think once he does get that number one spot, it's his to lose. You know, if that's the signing, people are saying they want Potter to get his signings. This is Potter signing, but I do feel sorry for the other goalkeeper.
Well, the thing is, I think I'm glad we got it, and we got him in. We got Potter signing. I'm really glad we went with him. I think reputation is important in football, and I think our reputation is already tarnished quite a bit under Sullivan with some of the practices he's done. You know, they've led them to believe that we're signing him. They've gone and signed a replacement apparently. Now, of course, that's for them in a way for being a little bit too early and presumptuous, but they've done that on our word that we're going to sign this geezer. We've gone so far as to book him to fly over for a medical. I think that's what he was flying over for, something like that. Have him at the airport waiting for the confirmation, and the confirmation's not coming. It's not coming. He's hanging around. What's going on? And we go and get Hermansen. Did we have to go about it that way? Like, could we not have just done the usual way of leaking agents and all that? Like, that's what usually happens when you're trying to push a club to get a sale on and you're trying to move them on. Usually it's just these reports that come out. You don't usually go as far as to go to a club and go, yeah, deal, 10 million euros. That's what you want. We're happy to pay that. You're happy. Boom. Mate, you come over, medical, let's do it. Like, I don't use you don't usually see it go to that level. It's usually all the reports for Fabrizio will come out and all that, and people are going, oh, this movement there. Like, I just don't know if we necessarily had to go that far. I mean, the geezer was getting booed by his own fans. I find it a bit tasteless. At the end of the day, look, West Ham benefit. I'm glad.
Well,
Again, our reputation takes a knock on the global stage.
I was watching a Hammers chat video earlier, and they confirmed the signing of Victor. And listen, it seems this is my take on it, right? It seems to me that there's been some underhand business, right? It seems to me that it is Sullivan all over. Sullivan, dealing with transfers. This is the sort of class of stuff you get. Leicester, funny enough, once said they wouldn't deal with us again. They have dealt with us again because they've just sold us their goalkeeper, right? So someone just said it is business. It is business, right? It's not a good thing to do, but I would say this, right? Because on the Hammer Chat video, it's the owner confirmed that they had sold Victor to us, right? So the owner come out and just went, yeah, it's all done. It's all done. Right? They've gone and signed Neto as a replacement. But I would say this. It is football. We've seen Oldham Wingy at one point drive up the M1 and sit in QPR's car park. Drive down the M1
Mate, don't forget, John Omi McKell had a medical at Man United and signed for Chelsea.
Yeah, so did Willian. Willian was the same. Willian had a medical at Tottenham and signed for Chelsea. So it's football, and this is like, I don't think it's Sullivan. The problem is with this, right? I know that there's going to be sort of like gentlemen's agreements and that, but unless there was pen to paper on a contract, has the chat gone down, by the way? Because I can't see any chat.
Yeah. Steve Bell's just messaged me. I'm just testing it. Unless it's pen to paper, like the fact that they've signed a replacement is not our fucking problem. The fact that the geezer's gone to the airport and we've changed their mind, it's not our fucking problem. It's one of them things like, and footballers would have done this up and down the country, waiting for a transfer, waiting for a transfer. Thing you don't come, they're stranded at airport. They're not going to be stranded at a fucking airport because you wouldn't wait outside an airport and get a taxi. So, but they're at the airport and all that. But that happens over and over in football. It's one of them things where, what it is what it is. Like you don't. Once I know it's a gentleman's agreement, but unless there is pen to paper on a contract, and anyone would say this, right? And I know, God rest his soul, Cardiff and the French club are having that, these disputes over Salah. When he came over and he unfortunately passed away. Was there pen to paper? Who owes who money? Right. So that is it. Unless there's an agreement in place in black and white, the transfer is not done. And if your candidate then comes up for 8-9 million quid less than what you wanted to pay for him, I think you're quite within your rights to turn around and go, do you know what? No, we don't want him. Our main target has become available. They're willing to deal for a lot cheaper. I'm not, listen, as a human being, it ain't, it's not great. But it's been reported, Nick, that we never intended to sign John Victor, and the plan was always Hermansen.
Yeah. Well, but if Hermansen hadn't become available, we would have signed Victor.
Well, we don't know that because Potter didn't want him. Potter didn't want Victor.
No,
Victor seems to be a smoke screen.
That is right. You know what I mean? Like, so for once, I'm not backing Sullivan because I think that's a bit of a shitty thing to do, but that's the sort of businessman he is. I'm not backing Sullivan because that's the sort of businessman he is. But your manager's main target becomes available. I don't think it's for me it's cut and dry. You go and sign a contract with a man that you want rather than a man that
you just ignored my point, Nick. You just ignored my point. X was just saying that they never intended to. They never intended to sign John Victor. They want John Victor. This was a smokescreen. That was the report. So what you're saying this thing you're saying of, well, if your target becomes available,
no. With all due respect, X doesn't know. Yeah, whether they intended to do or not.
You don't know. You don't. All the stuff you're talking about, you're going off the same report.
I very much doubt they're going to go to the fucking lengths of booking things and getting him over if they never intended to sign him.
This is David's. Well, they didn't get him over. They didn't get him over. That's the thing.
It was at the airport. They was booking things. Yeah, all right. They didn't get him over, right? But you know, if Hermansen hadn't become available, I think they would have signed him. You know,
you don't know that. We don't. You're talking about who don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. Listen, I don't think, right, as much as Sullivan is, I don't think that he's going to go to the point of going to clubs and submitting bids and all that if they never intended to even contemplate signing him. I don't think that's true.
He's one of the.
I don't think that's true. I'm sorry. I don't think that's true.
I can imagine all the sorts of allegedly whatever, if that protects me, all the sorts of deals he's done in his sleazy past, right? Trying to get one over on people and all this and fucking people over.
Yeah, but what? You're trying to get one over on people. Then what the fuck has he got against Botafogo?
Well, I'm not saying that, am I? Your brain's fucking jumping all over the fucking place.
That may be a fucking.
When did I say he's trying to get one over
against Botafogo? Why would he?
When did I say he's trying to get one over Botafogo? I'm giving you a profile of the man, of his past. That
you're saying like he's trying to get one over, but that's not trying to get one over on Botafogo.
I didn't say he's trying to get one over on them. I'm saying this is the past that he's had. He's fucking done. He's got a dodgy past, right? Allegedly.
He's not selling
dildos. What I'm saying is, hold up. What I'm saying is, I won't put anything past him to try and get what he wants. He will screw anyone over.
And I know you've been on the overlap this week, and I know you've been slagging him off, right? And he deserves slagging off. And what you said on the overlap was true, right? But that is true of any owner. They're all the fucking same. They're all the fucking same. When it comes to business, they will also sell their own fucking grandmothers. And that is why they've got billions and billions of pounds in the bank. He's the worst. He's one of the worst. Absolutely. David Sullivan's one of the worst, right? That business tactic, yeah, that is business.
Listen, our owners, they're not all the same. Our owners are Del Boy.
No signing replacements and all of that on heading to the airport unless there is pen to paper on a fucking contract. Done.
Two things can be true, though. Two things can be true. Sullivan could be in the wrong, and they could be naive and have jumped the gun.
I'm never going to say that Geezer's in the right because, as I said, as a human aspect, it's a shitty thing to do. If that's what he's done, it's a shitty thing to do. But as a business aspect, unless you put pen to paper on a contract, you've got no, you know what I mean? Like you've got no liability to pay anything or to book his thingy from the airport. It's business. It's business.
Yeah, but like I said, you're in business. You're only your reputation.
With all due respect, and I know there's going to be a lot of people in the fucking chat and all this. I don't give a shit about if John Victor spent the day at the fucking airport because John Victor is not the man I wanted. Hermansen's the man I wanted, and I'm happy to see Hermansen.
I said I'm glad, but I'm just saying. Look at bloody Sporting, the Dildo Brothers. Our reputation tarnished. I'm just saying, our reputation is already bad as it is.
Mate, he used to sell fucking. He used to sell magazines. I think his reputation is already.
This is what I'm saying. You're saying all owners are the same. We've got the porno Del Boy. I'm just saying he's not a professional, slick, proper professional businessman. He's a little weasel.
I noticed it. Mate, you ain't got to be a professional businessman to fucking sell porn. Anyone can go and sell porn. Sex sells.
Yeah, but he's not selling porn anymore. He's fucking running our football club.
What I'm trying to say is, right, just listen to me a minute. Just shut your mouth a minute, right? I'm not saying he's selling porn. I'm just saying he's made his money and he's made his business in porn, right? It's not the best practice to where you learn business etiquette from. Yeah? You're not going to learn business etiquette by selling someone's arsehole. Yeah? So I'm just saying, do you know what I mean? Like,
but yeah, that doesn't mean we should give him a pass and just say, "Oh, well, he learned."
I'm not saying he's good business, man. He's made a lot of money, but I'm just saying, it's not hard to sell it. I'm just saying that's why he's not a good businessman, and yeah, that's it.
Well, like I said, look, on Hermansen,
he's a businessman, mate. You know, he's a car boot fucking salesman.
That's what I'm saying.
His motor. That's how he's made his money. So
I'm just saying he's fucked off a lot of people over the years in this sport.
And he will continue. I think every hard businessman has pissed off someone down the years. I'm sure Alan Sugar's pissed loads of people off down the years. I'm sure every owner of a football club has pissed off another owner of a football club at some point.
But you listen
Yeah.
to Simon Jordan, though, he'll tell you everything you need to know about dealing with David Sullivan and why he
I'm
hates
sure,
it. And
I'm sure they're hard to deal with, and that's one of the main reasons why he probably is a billionaire, because he is an arsehole to deal with. So,
But
yeah.
Dan, but on the other hand, yeah, I bet there's some people that have dealt with Simon fucking Jordan that are not happy.
Oh yeah, but I just think
Cool.
he's a different kettle of fish, Sullivan, than your normal businessman. And like I said, to be a billionaire, right? To sell porn in the 70s is like fucking selling fucking water in the Sahara, mate. Like people was lapping that up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's you know what I mean? He's not some genius. He was just it was in the right business at the right time. Yeah, that's how I look at him. So yeah, it's one of them things, mate. At the end of the day, Hermansen, overall, I'm happy. I'm happy we got our guy in. Because what's wrong? Nick's frozen. He's fucking freezing up. The chat sort of comes and then it stops.
Well, at least I know what bits you're going to be putting up on TikTok over the weekend, Dan.
Huge fight.